So you mentioned the importance of cultural values and practicing cultural traditions. How do you encourage youth to get out on the land and to experience what is true to them?
Well, I think when you have, a beautiful country like this, it should be a, part of your lifestyle. It's important that our youth understand that, you learn from your elders and your parents. Keeping those traditions strong is very important. When you're true and true to your roots, and have opportunities that people in the surrounding areas don't get to have, where you can hunt and fish on your own land. I think that's something that really brings you back down to earth, and I think when you get the opportunity to get out and experience what you have, it really brings a lot of joy.
And thinking on a nation level, when you think of that in a bigger context, how important is it for youth to know who their cousins are, essentially?
Ultimately, it's about your family, because those are the people that are going to be there for you through thick and thin. And sometimes when you're going through a tough time, you don't really see that, but at the end of the day, to me, family's family. The most important thing is that we're going to have each other's back no matter what. And it's important that our youth understand that you can't take that for granted. Be the driving force in your community, be a leader.
So one of the issues that we have is about urbanization. You look around, even on our own reserve lands, we see different corporations, different institutions that are being implemented here. How do you balance development with own personal growth, with traditional values?
Well, I think it's, like I said before, it comes down to understanding what is important to you. Obviously, you don't have each individual doesn't have control on what other people do, but obviously, you have a say. You can speak your mind, and you have the right to do that.
You recently entered into Parenthood. How do you feel that has changed your life so far in the short amount of time that you've experienced that?
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously, when you become a parent, it's that instant protection and caregiving. Ultimately, it's about making sure that your family is looked after, and my baby girl is the pride and joy of my life, and also my wife. We've been through a lot together, and we're gonna keep fighting together to make a difference and to change a cycle for our children.
Nice. That's awesome. And then the last little piece of that, you mentioned protection. You have your daughter. Your first thing you want to do is protect that daughter in your professional life, and as the role that you play in many of the teams that you've been on. You're kind of the protector for many of the people on those teams, and so people look up to you for that protection. How do you kind of eliminate that stigma of you being the protector and all of a sudden becoming a caregiver?
Yeah, it's It's funny how life works. You go through different cycles throughout your life, and I think when you have a well-balanced plan, it makes things a lot easier to deal with. And obviously, I changed my life. I became sober to change that cycle of what I experienced. But don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for everything that I experienced, but I think in order for change to happen, someone has to take a stand and lead by example, and that's what I'm trying to do for my family and for eventually my kids.
So do you see learning from each and every experience, whether it be positive, negative, as something that's very important? Very
important. I think in order for people to understand that failure and success go hand in hand, and it's not all about being successful. Successful people failed more times than they were successful. So and not a lot of people see that side of things, but it's about being humble about it, and knowing that you got to get up to live to fight another day.
That's awesome. That's all I have for you today. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.